Hi, you guys, Jerry Mateo with Music Marketing TV. And for this video, we're going to be showing you how you can use Nugen Audio's mastering grade plugins to create a master. So what we have here is a song, and I've level matched the peak volume. I'm going to bypass all of the plugins I have on my mix buses and my submix or master bus output, and I'll play for you what the track sounds like right now. And then we'll turn on all of our plugins and we will see what it sounds like now. So let me show you what we did here. The first thing we did is for the stereo effects, I actually used the Stereoizer to really widen out this and make it sound nice and big and wide. Bypass it. It's subtle, almost not even noticeable, but I noticed a tiny bit of a change. Next, I went to the drums bus, and I actually used the SEQ stereo, the linear phase spline EQ that they have. And I'm actually using this to kind of create my own little curve. I didn't like the high end of the snare, so I tucked it out. If I bypass it, put it back in. I also increased a lot of the attack and some of the body of the snare, and I just added some oomph to the kick and got rid of some of the sub lows. In fact, I'm going to bring that up a little bit more. Let's do that to about 25, 26 hertz. That's just so speaker systems that aren't able to actually produce that sub lows don't get a little bogged down by it. Next, I actually did the exact opposite on the bass. So if I put this up right now and put up the bass, you'll see it's actually just an inversion. So all I did is I copied it and I clicked invert. And that's how I actually made room for both of these. So if I solo these out and play them, then I bypass the plugin. It just makes it so the bass doesn't actually take those frequencies at all. And because I'm dipping in some areas, it's actually boosting the bass in the areas where I'm dipping. So that's a great way of kind of filling it out by using the opposite curves. Next, we have the synths, which I actually did quite a bit of processing to. If we go here, we'll just pin all of these three. I use the Stereoplacer to actually give me a sense of placement, to kind of focus things in more in specific areas of the stereo spectrum. And then I use the widener to make things sound a little bit wider. And then I use the spline EQ to actually kind of tame resonances that I wasn't really feeling. You can kind of hear how some frequencies are kind of just popping up, filling up a little bit of space, and this way it kind of smooths it out. It's not actually sounding bad with or without it. It's just kind of making things sound a little bit cleaner. On my mix bus, I simply just used Monofilter to prevent anything under 70 hertz from being stereo, and then it slowly tapers into a stereo once it hits 163 hertz. After that, I'm just tucking a little bit of resonances and getting rid of some of the sub lows. This is only going up to 27 hertz. It's just cleaning it up a tiny bit. Then I'm going into the limiter, which is actually set to the same peak as the actual songs, just for comparison's sake. Then I'm gaining it up by 4.6 decibels, getting a maximum of 3 dB gain reduction. So if we have all of this bypassed, including the master bus, turn it on. And there you go. I mean, I liked it. I think it sounds a lot more impactful. It has more separation of space, and things actually have their own placement. They sound like everything's playing in a combined mix instead of just random things playing at once. And this was done actually relatively quickly. I think I got this done in maybe 15 to 25 minutes. There's obviously some final tweaks that I'm going to do. I'm obviously going to actually bounce this out into stems and then do it little by little, take my time to make sure it sounds perfect. And I'm going to check it in different systems. But for a quick little master for this client, this sounds pretty good. And this gives them a general idea of what it's going to sound like later on. Anyway, that's it for today's video. This has been Jerry Mateo from Music Marketing TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.